Today, I'd like to guide you through the success story with one of the top developers in the industry we had pleasure to work with. But before that, I'd like to guide you through a little bit background. For the last 15 years, the engineers from the current team of mine became experts in the construction inspection. We used to work with the best-in-class software which were available in the market at the moment. So we were working with the BI software, project management solution, scope of work tracking solution, etc. And from the project to project, we used to use from 3 to 5 different solutions. And one day there was one developer who didn't want to see all those reports we had from the different solutions, and he was like, okay, stop it, no one's understand the process, let's cut this short, show us just the final numbers and prove them as quickly as possible. And this is when our project actually began. So we made it for ourselves. The main challenges about the project, it's always about the time. So the best you can do in your work is reduce the time when you're making a decision. And what's more crucial, you're supposed to make a right decision. It's not a secret that it's more important for owners, supervisors, project managers, and general contractors. There were a few challenges faced when we started to work with MR Group. So the first one is organized project management information. The human factor is always top one challenge. Your engineer can spend a lot of time to make sure that every single number is accurate, and he can be 100% sure, but the entire vision of the situation on the construction side can be missed anyway. At the same time, it's not possible to make a quick and right decision if you don't see the entire process and the entire situation on the construction side. So to help that, every minute counts. So does anybody here remembers this little game we used to play when we were kids called Gartic Phone? The information changed super fast when it goes from one person to another, into another, into another. And in the end of this game, when we were kids, we had completely different information, not the same what it was at the very first time. So sometimes we're still forced to play this game, but the main difference is that the price is too high. To transfer BIM from the office to the construction side to the office smartphone, it's about this game again. So you don't want to spend plenty of time and ask a lot of your managers what is going on. You just want to take your phone, 2 clicks, and you've got all the information in front of you. Just because the smartphone is the only thing that is never left. You even can miss your lunch in your fridge, but you will never forget your phone. Is the best option to have your attention, to make your phone, to give you the notification, and you are having the full understanding of all upgrades on your construction side as quickly as possible. So what we made for the MR Group. So the first thing is the dashboard. Signax dashboard displays all information and all crucial figures about the progress in the project right on your smartphone, tablet, or the computer. You have different cards, all the information collected automatically from the BIM model. You can, as I mentioned, you can open it on your smartphone, on the tablet as well. So here you can see the scope of work performed. You can see how much money did you spend, how much money you have to spend left. It's pretty much everything the owner or investor of the top manager is interested about. As I mentioned, all the information comes from the BIM model. When I'm talking about the BIM model, so there are 2 basic models we usually talking about: the design phase model and as-built model. None of those, they're not acceptable to use on the construction side. So we playing like somewhere in the middle, and we're making a construction model to make this dashboard to be actual. It's somewhere in the middle because we are taking the design model and splitting it into the parts. We're dividing it into the parts in an exact way how it was performed on the construction side, then uploading this model, and the dashboard generates all the information automatically. So, and when it changed once, you owner or investor or anyone who gets the access to the dashboard gets the notification, and he knows what has been changed. So it allows you to make a quick action to fix something or to give another task to your team. Another one thing that allows you to be aware of anything of what is going on the construction side is the model inspection. So the MR group, we're very happy about having this, especially the top managers, because there's always a moment when you're heading to your office and in the morning, right before you get into your car, you realize that today is the day when you're supposed to visit 3 or 4 construction site of yours. And you're like, there's no way I'm gonna wear my shiny shoes today because all we know how the construction site looks like. You can never think about it again because you're always able to get a smartphone or the tablet when you're driving, like you're heading to the office in a cab or in a taxi, and to make sure that everything is going well, or to check if the issues you found like last week or a month ago were fixed because today is the deadline. And you can pick different dates and make a comparison. So, for example, if you want to check what was made for the last week, you can do this from your phone, from computer, or the tablet. I know I'm saying it too much. I just want to pay attention to this. This is how nothing is missing, because if you've noticed something, you can left the comment or note right here, and the person responsible for it will get a notification, and this will be fixed as fast as possible. Last one is my personal favorite. This is a very powerful weapon to execute every single issue that might be in the dashboard you have. We've created the tools. It's kind of plugins for Revit and Navisworks. So we're using the industry standard environment, which is Autodesk, to work with our solution. And you can do plenty of things here, actually. You can mark elements as completed. You can mark elements as accepted after they were supervised. So this is when you can pay for them. When you get in the model from the design phase, before you start and work with it, you can check if the model is filled with all necessary parameters in it. You can set the rules you want. So you're not supposed to spend weeks to check if the model is accurate, or even worse, to realize that something is wrong in the middle of the process. You can just run checker, which is one of the functionalities of the tools, and this is how you know in minutes that something is wrong, and you just give it back to the designer, and he will fix it. And here's the MR group. It's one of our top developers, and we also have a very similar story with the house development, with the Severin development. So I would be glad to tell a bit more about it, but it's time. And thank you for your attention.